We should be able to cook here.
Now we're not out. Can't get out of this!
You're finished! Take this!
Glacials eat dirt!
Strike!
Insects should stay on the ground. Fear!
Burn in hell!
I'll be safe!
Pesky airborne scoundrel!
Sounds like a job for yours truly! In here! I'll be into the shadows! Do it! Astral energy!
Say no more!
Hear me! Flame of
My turn! Elusive deity!
Magic advance!
You're mine!
Elusive deity!
Take this!
Let's keep our eyes on the prize.
This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
The flame inside me yearns to be let free.
Here goes! Let me show you what my heart can do. Rise and
No
shine!
escape!
Let me free you!
Start up!
Came between heaven and earth.
Take this!
The enemy heals us too!
You'll soon see about that.
Rising Wyvern! You're mine! Take this! Try harder! Try harder!
Deny!
Time to let it rip!
Thanks so much!
Take this!
Illuminate the dark! By the power of holy glimmer! Holy laser ray!
Take this!
Annihilation!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Kisara! All yours, Kisara!
Dance in the wind!
Now! You're my
Disgust you!
Not on my watch!
Ignite!
Annihilation!
Take this!
Laser ray! Photon blast!
You're mine!
More where that came from!
Start a
Ready and
execution!
win!
Swirl!
Now you see what I can do!
Now!
Look!
Annihilation!
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade!
Not a chance! I'm not done! Stardust!
Now!
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade! My exploits are bearing fruit.
I don't know when it happened, but we sure are hauling a lot of stuff these days. I was just thinking the exact same thing. Glad to hear I'm not the only one.
We should probably clear some stuff out. Like our old weapons we're not using anymore. They must be...
No way. Those are still good as new with a little polishing. If anything, I'd say all our armor is what's weighing us down.
But that armor's also still good once you fix it up.
Well, what about all these dumb old antiques we're lugging around? If we sell those off, that should lighten our load.
Simpletons such as yourself who can't appreciate the true worth of such things is how precious art vanishes from history.
Pretty art's not...
Stop it, you guys!
All I really meant to say is, you can tell how much we've been through by...
Oh.
My deepest apology.
Yeah, I guess it's only natural we'd have so many souvenirs by now.
I guess all this stuff really is a sign of...
Yeah, every little piece is its own treasure filled with memories.
Brace yourself! This one's tough!
This one's mine!
Crush! It's up! Rising up!
Things really get on my nerves.
Burn in hell! We got flyers!
I've got this! Let a marksman handle it!
Rising Phoenix! All yours!
Trouble!
An astral arch?
That's my cue! From death
Shut
to
him
this. Resuscitation!
Not done yet!
On guard!
Prepare to deal! Sword Rain Alpha!
Get out of this!
This one's mine! Here's a healing arc! Here goes!
I owe you one!
That's it! Not on my watch! On guard! Ready and here!
Swallow Blade!
I'm all stopped up!
Piercing
Annihilation!
Now you see what I can do!
Turtle Down Station! Rising Wyvern!
Take this!
First strike!
Flaming meteor!
I'll work you through! This one's all mine! Burn!
Shield!
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Glacial spear!
Here's
Here's
the
the
evil!
evil!
On guard!
You're done!
Flaming meteor! Flaming meteor!
Rising Wyvern!
This one's mine!
Rising Phoenix!
Flaming meteor!
Hunty left!
Pierce through!
Flaming meteor!
Demon Fang!
Not on my watch! This one's mine!
I'm on it! There! Rising Wyvern!
I'm all stopped up! Annihilation!
I'm ready to go!
Burning!
You're off!
Time to shot!
Piercing roar! Take this!
Going in! Here I go!
That's it!
Yellow Day!
Look sharp! Flaming meteor!
Mega Ray!
Ignite!
Time to shine!
Annihilate!
Do it! More!
I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
Let me show you what my art
Going
can
in!
do.
Rising Wyvern!
Flaming meteor!
Showtime!
I don't have much love. Armor won't save you! Far enough! Do
More!
it!
I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life! There's always room for improvement.
This one's tough. Have no choice.
In a
Let me know
bind.
if you need healing. Not on my watch. Take it. I'm only the Hear me, flame of fury! Hear me, flame of... I can't heal you forever. Hear me, that'll bring you down. Hear me, flame of... Hear me, flame of fury! Hear me, flame of fury! Burning strike! Hear me, flame of fury! Burning strike! Help this! It's over. Too much to handle? Now, I'm only getting started.
In an instant! Impact Block!
You're open. Go. It's over. Illuminate the dark.
Rising
Here it
Falcon!
is.
Not
Only
today!
tonight. Burning strike. Go. Flames will roar. Burning strike. Dance in the wind.
I'll smash you! Listen to it! Begin!
Chain between three
Flame inside! Yours! Be left
Wheeling
free!
Dance of lightning. Now. Jolene. This one's got your name on it.
Ashes to
much longer will our healing arts last?
I have a bad feeling about this. Glacial spear
In a bind?
Flying freaks! Why can't they just sit still?
Incantation ruin.
Can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
Let's take with the air!
Don't give up.
Art is being interrupted.
I can handle it. Denied. I can carve through armor. Here I go. I'm only getting started.
Bloody
Can't be scared. Flame of fury. Burning strike. Sighted. It's over. Eat dirt. That'll bring you down. Can't be squirreled. Take more with that. Who wants to die next? Swallow flight. Hear me. Flame of fury. Burning strike. Hear me. Flame of fury. Burning strike. A whirling struggle. Winds of heaven. It's over. Think again. Pathetic. Heal. More for the sapphire. Hear me. Flame of fury. Burning strike. Now I don't even know the word defeat. Johalim! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
Anything in armor is all mine!
Stalagmite!
Burning strike! It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire! Far enough! I'm ready! Oh, not in your dreams! Where are you going?
Demon Land!
Oh, violent darting wind! Carnage now! Flame of fury! I'm ready! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
Remember to tell me if you need healing.
I expect you'll be in high demand if that's the case.
Sleep now. Glacial spear. Pierce evil.
Begin!
Freeze Lancer!
Look out, flyers!
I've got this! Let a marksman handle it!
All yours!
Take that! Light astral energy! Photon flower! Light astral energy! Astral energy!
Say no more!
Small, but a victory nonetheless.
We have a long way yet to go.
This won't be easy. Don't be such a pessimist.
In a bind?
Sonic
Armor won't save you!
Deny!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Now for something special! Lunar corruption! Between heaven and earth!
Benediction light.
Tempest Swirl!
Sonic
Resonate with the earth!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Stalagmite! Resonate with the earth!
The enemy reveals art too.
We'll soon see about that! Bronze and red! This one's mine!
Take this!
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade!
Mega
Sword
red!
Rain Alpha!
Light astral energy! Oh, violent darting blade!
Resonate with the earth! Stalagmite!
Dance in the wind! A whirling struggle!
Ready and ready!
Not today!
You're mine!
Far enough!
It's time!
Cyclone! I need to be stronger. Out of our way!
Can't get out of this!
I owe you one! I'm not done!
I'm ready! This one's got your name on it!
Action to action! My turn!
Pesky airborne scoundrel.
Sounds like a job for yours truly!
In an instant! Impact Block!
Barely a blip on our radar.
Hey, what do you say we fight that shining one?
This won't be easy. Don't be such a pessimist.
Try harder!
Here's evil.
Try harder!
Our art is being interrupted.
Time to let it rip! Burn!
Swallow's flight.
An astral art?
That's my cue. Eat dirt.
Shut him down!
That'll bring you down.
You'll pay for that!
Far enough! I can carve through armor!
First aid. Don't get in my way. Raging cascade. Sleep now. I'll be saving this one.
Not done yet!
Freeze Lancer! Dance in the wind! Air drop! I'll take it from here. Let's see how you handle this! Deus Roar! A whirling struggle. I've taken too much damage. First force! Raging cascade!
No rest for the wicked.
Here's another. Illuminate the dark. Holy glitter, holy land. Both ready. One more.
Leave the charge to me! Now see what I can do!
Far enough.
Burn!
Dance on the wind!
Take that.
Now or never! In a bind?
Light astral energy. Healing circle. I'll fix you up. I'm ready.
I'm ready!
Raging cascade.
In an instant! Impact Block!
Here, let me help. First aid seal. Not in your dreams. Back here the fray. Photon flash. Light astral energy.
In an instant! Impact Block!
Lady Fortune must truly be watching over me.
bad feeling about
You're
this.
mine! Light it up! This one's all mine! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! This should do it!
A wall to shield
Burn
from
it out!
Here!
Take this!
Here, let me help. First aid! Ready to go! Raging Denied! It's over!
No
Natural defense is fading. I'm a sitting duck!
Retreat from this battle.
Retreat? I would never. Lightning condemned!
This isn't ideal.
Ready to go!
Rupture!
The tempest engulfs you!
From
Beyond, imbue this vanquished soul with love!
I've used too much. I couldn't make it in time.
First force!
I'm in your debt.
Take this! In a bind,
I'll be saving this one.
I'll face you!
Benediction light.
Lightning orb! Like astral energy!
I'll face
Leave the charge to me!
You're mine! Ready and raring! Another one down!
Benediction light.
Heal! Resonate with the earth! Stalagmite! Elusive deity! Ha! Take it! Talon Hurricane!
Can you take it?
You're mine!
Here, let me help.
Resonate with the earth! Stalagmite!
Crescent moon!
Can you take it?
Hurricane strike!
Take it!
This one's mine.
I'll face you! You're mine!
Inferno crossing!
I'll
Going in.
face you!
Leave the charge to me.
I'm on it!
Make it rain!
Kisara! All yours, Kisara! My exploits are bearing fruit.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
Okay.
Okay.
Good girl.
We have truly borne witness to a striking example of female determination this day.
Yeah, you said it. I think I'll try to make that new rest.
I think it turned out pretty decent, but what do you all think? We've reached our destination.
Anything in armor is all mine! Now you see what I can do! Can't get out of this!
Rising Warper!
These ones can run rings around us. Now! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Oh,
Not a
violent
chance!
darting wind.
No escape!
Caught now! You
Leave the ensnaring to
Where
me.
you go?
Yeah.
To me!
Rob's in pain.
Radiant pierce!
Can't get out of this!
Judy! In an instant! Impact block!
This should make for some good weapon crafting material.
Dispose of the trash.
Engaging!
Here goes!
Take this!
Can you take it?
Not on my watch!
I'm going in!
All yours, Kisara! Marshal!
The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
Can you take it?
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade!
Here
Not a
it goes!
chance!
Dance in the wind! Dance!
I'll smash you!
Radiant Spear! I'll be saving this.
Don't get careless.
Coming through!
Bring him down! You're mine!
Radiant Spear! Air thrust! A whirling circle! I'm only getting started! Winds of heaven! Channels of nature consume me!
In a bind?
No escape!
Sleep now!
You picked the wrong fight!
For the stockpile.
Take this! Its armor's too strong! Split it open! Be my guest! Try harder! Negative! Swallow blade! It's too fast!
Stand back. I'll trip it out.
Take this! Rising light!
Ready to go! Denied!
Another incantation ruined.
Not today!
Here,
Finally! In an instant! Impact block!
I'm going to need to use all the power of my healing arts to accomplish this.
Through armor.
You're finished! You're mine! Stunner!
Raging storm!
Take this!
Change between heaven and earth. One more! Lightning!
You're mine!
You'll soon see about that.
Rising wyvern!
Here! I'll be saving this one. Win here! More where that came from!
Rising wyvern!
Barely a blip on our radar.
They're not feeling particularly positive.
It's no use, Elton. If we don't fight, we may as well be sitting just here.
Good point. Let's stop them before this gets out of hand.
Armor won't save you!
My axe raging
Elusive deity!
My turn! Get Ignite!
Into the shadows!
Rising wyvern!
Negative death!
Illuminate the dark!
It's over!
Holy glimmer! Holy land! Chain between heaven and earth!
You require help. No further!
By the power of water! Savior!
Stunner!
Heal!
Here I
Take
go!
this!
Ruin! I'll save you!
My turn! It's on! You picked the wrong fight!
Denied! Let them
Grind you into death!
Can't move!
Don't give up! I'll bring you back from Death's Abyss! Lightning Thunder Resuscitation! Radiant Spear! Take that!
Take this! Rising
Proton
Light!
Field! Take that! Bullseye! Proton Flash! Light Astral Energy! Photon Flash! Light Astral... Light Astral Raging Cascade! Mega Ray! Go get him! Take that! Light Astral Energy! Photon Flash! Photon Flash! I'm ready! Light up! Thanks so much! Arch Shield! Not in your dreams!
Showtime! I can carve through armor!
Ignite!
Annihilate! Light Astral...
Blood.
Rending you a bloody bring you down! Light Astral Energy! Photon Flash! Light Astral Energy! Proton Field! I'll heal you all! Light Astral Energy! Close one! Need to pull myself together. Mega Ray! Bullseye! Photon Flash! Light Astral Energy! Photon Flash! Here goes! Light Astral Energy! Photon Flash! Light into the shadows! Photon, here's a healing art! Light Astral Energy! Photon Flash! Light out! Photon Flash! Light Astral Energy! It's over!
I can carve through armor!
Here's a nice one! One last one!
No dawn shall break your
Arch Shield! Photon Flash! Not on my watch! This one's mine! Lunar Corruption! Here's another! Light Astral Energy! Raging Cascade! Flash! Here's a healing art! Dance in the wind! In here! More from the stockpile! Corruption! Hit! Take that! Here, nothing helped by me! First aid! More where that came from! Back into the world! Photon Flash! Close one!
Take it! It's on!
Photon Flash!
Not today!
Light Astral...
Take this! I can carve through armor! Let me
Photon Flash! Photon Flash!
You require
Light Action!
Thanks! For the flame inside me yearns to be let
Photon
free!
Flash! Light Astral Energy! Photon Flash!
on your knees!
Light Astral Energy! Photon Flash!
Destruction!
Hear me! I never miss!
Everlasting
Woodland!
dark! Eagle ray!
Bullseye! Water! Hear my call! Go get it! Laser Spear! Here's the eagle!
Ready to go! They smite with blackened blade!
Take it! You're mine! Light Arch Spear!
Execution!
Not in your dreams! I'll take it from here. Let's see how you handle this! Deus Roar! Dohalim!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! Lightning!
Surrender! Fighting is useless now!
Do you think it's really over?
Astral energy. Watch out! They've got something up their sleeve!
What? It's self-destructed?
Alvin!
I'm okay. Just a little roughed up.
You had me worried there.
Who said you could touch that?
Damn it! He's awake!
I
should have thought as much. So you know this place? Naturally. It was built for me, after all. We'll save that for another time. More pressing is how I'm going to tear you apart. Even after all this time, you still insist on hating me? You cut me down. Sovereign or not, you will pay for that.
You're obviously bluffing. You can't even move right now.
Really, is that what you think? Did you really think that such a petty device could hold me?
Are you going to claim it's because you're a ruler? Be it sovereigns or lords. In the end, they're all titles given by someone else.
Plus, what kind of ruler would spend all his time chasing Alf, who happens to be another sovereign?
Idle prattle. I proved my worth and the Sovereign's powers were granted to me.
Were they really? We already know the title of Sovereign doesn't denote royalty. It is but an overblown codename for those with a designated part to play in these proceedings. You mentioned before that you were not the only one stolen from Dana, correct?
Yeah. There were countless. And every one of them besides me died.
All of those failed experiments, and they still kept going back to Dana. There must have been some vital reason their subject had to specifically be a Danan. Then there were the records we found in the library, for you and Volron. They were logged 300 years apart, and yet the data they took from you was exactly the same. Which leads us to a single conclusion.
Then you mean... Boron was kidnapped just like Alfin? But then he became a...
A slave from Dana. Just like us. Isn't that right, Volron?
So he posed as a Renin and caused all that suffering to his own people?
How could you? If you knew the pain of being a slave, why would you inflict that upon others?
Renin and Dana are meaningless distinctions. Me and everyone else. That is all that matters. I will stand above all others and take what is rightfully mine, starting with this.
A red woman?
Another one?
Give your master back on Rena this message. No one makes a fool of me. Let them know I'll make them suffer.
Don't do it!
Serenus Alma!
Too late! You can't stay here!
We need to go! Outfit!
Are you two okay?
Yeah. We'll be fine.
Is Volron... have we finally seen the last of him?
We can but hope.
Those red women. What the heck was their deal?
Could they be the ones behind all this? The same ones who put those soldiers in Faria in a trance?
What, those brainless things? Either way, they've done a runner with the Renis Alma. Damn it, that's the second time now!
Whatever's stolen from us, we'll steal it back. The future's ours to protect. And right now, those things are what's standing in our way. We can head them off at Rena.
Did you say Rena?
Volron mentioned a master of theirs holed up in the motherland somewhere.
If that monstrous form's their true identity, I shudder to think who they take orders from.
Yeah. There's a good chance it's not human. That's for sure.
So this thing over on Rena, that's what's really behind all this, huh?
They have the Renasolma in their grasp already, so it's unlikely they'll have cause to return to Dana. I agree that Rena's our best shot.
Then we're agreed. Let's head back to the starship.
But seriously, I was not expecting Voron to actually be here.
He seemed to care not one whit about Brennans or Danans.
Yeah, not in a good way like with us.
I didn't see that coming about Voron. As for those red women, to think they were monsters all along.
Tell me about it. One minute they look perfectly human. Next thing you know, they're not actually human at all.
They definitely weren't Renan or Danan. I'm not even sure language would get through to them.
So what were they then? Human Zoogle hybrids?
Is the most terrifying thing anyone said all day.
How about you, Shion? Dohalim? You ever seen anything like that before?
No, never. However, if they're the same as the red woman we've seen with Volron, I think it's safe for us to assume they understand our language at the very least.
I had just so much I wanted to ask them. About Rena, and Shion's thorns.
Unfortunately, they blew themselves up before we got the chance. Why would they do such a thing, though? To take us with them? Or in order to keep something hidden?
Both sound plausible to my ears. They took off with the Renaissance.
Yeah, they did. And the I won't show you any mercy! No further!
Here's a healing arc!
The enemy wields arc too.
You'll soon see about that!
Winds of hell!
On your knees.
Glacial field! Here's evil!
One's all mine!
Freeze Lancer!
Here I come!
Leave the torch!
Being interrupted.
Come on! Damn it! Too fast!
Stand back.
Handle this.
I'll trip it up.
Rising Wyvern!
Negative gate.
Soda!
On your
Here I
knees.
go!
You're
I'm only
mine!
getting started!
No further! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
My turn! Between heaven and
Lift
earth!
up!
Green baby.
Rising Falcon!
Rending you apart.
Fly!
My exploits are bearing fruit.
What the? When did it get pitch dark all of a sudden?
The lights are all out. Think it has something to do with the explosion back in the Forbidden Zone? Doe?
You two.
Faria, Avakir. Thank goodness you're safe.
Avakir filled me in about everything. About how I ambushed you all.
She doesn't remember a thing, so she really was being controlled.
He told me about Tarnigan, too. Is it true?
What difference does it make? What's done is done.
Stop casting me off, just for once!
Faria, not now. It can wait. Dohalim, Lenegus is in grave peril.
So I can see.
It's the city's core reactor. It's damaged. Some of the basic systems we've managed to keep online, but complete restoration's still a way off.
You're an elite technician, though. You can fix it, right?
If so, then what's the problem?
Panic's begun to set in among the citizens. Until now, whenever something like this happened, the Sovereign would issue a decree. But this time, not so much as a peep. Any longer, and we run the risk of riots breaking out before we can get things back up and running.
Forget the Sovereign. I doubt you'll be hearing from him anytime soon.
What's that supposed to mean? Do you know something I don't?
Suffice it to say, the Sovereign isn't the kind of ruler we thought he was. That is, if he ever even existed, which is looking doubtful at this stage.
Are you out of your mind? Why, if people knew that a lord such as yourself was whispering such blasphemy, they'd...
There's no time to explain now. It sounds like we need to find a way to keep Lenegus from spiraling out of control.
We need to stop that riot.
But how do we do that?
Riots feed on discontent and unrest, right? So if we want to keep the peace, we just need to put people's minds at ease.
At ease? Like by letting them hear directly from someone they trust. That's it. Who's the highest-ranking person in Lenegus right now?
Lenegus wouldn't have a next in line. After all, you said the Sovereign rules over everyone directly, right?
Correct. The closest thing to an authority figure would be a lord. And the only one left is... Ah. Very well then. Avakir, you mentioned a few facilities were still online. Which ones?
Why hasn't the Sovereign said anything?
Please, won't somebody explain what's going on?
Is it over? What's going to happen to all of us?
Heed me now, fellow Renans of Lenegus. It is I, Lord Dohalim Ilkaris of Eldermen and Sia.
Look, up there! It's Lord Dohalim!
Hold on! He should be in the crown contest! Shouldn't he? Why isn't the Sovereign talking to us?
The Sovereign is seeing to other matters right now. In my capacity as Lord, I speak to you in his stead. You're afraid. as people so often are when faced with the unknown. I hope you'll allow me to put your fears to rest. The city's core reactor has experienced a malfunction. However, we have our top engineers attending to the matter, and things will soon be back to normal. I know that you feel abandoned, perhaps more scared and alone than ever before. But I ask you all to keep one thing in mind. You are Lenegus, not the Lords and Sovereign. The solidarity of its citizens is the mortar that holds it together. If we don't allow ourselves to be distracted by our differences, if we put our hearts and minds together and stand as one, I am confident we will find new hope. I would be honored to stand with you. Not as a person of loftier rank, but as another human being among many. I hope that you'll lend me your strength, for if we can persevere as one, I know a bright tomorrow awaits.
Your speech seems to have done the trick. Looks like the city won't be descending into chaos after all.
I only pray the relief will tide the city over for the time being.
What you said earlier, about the Sovereign possibly not even existing.
It's still too premature to say with any certainty, but I believe so. This whole time, this world we've been fed was a lie. Built on...
But... it can't...
I can believe it. After everything I saw in the Forbidden Zone, what they did to Faria, it's the only explanation that makes sense.
But what about hierarchy, Avakir? Authority? The very...
I'd say we found someone capable of doing just that.
You?
I have business I must take care of first. But not as your sovereign. Nor as a leader, the likes of which the people here are used to.
But...
I'm not sure yet. One in which people won't be judged by birthright, or on the power of their astral arts, but on other things. More important things. Things like... oh, I don't know. Musical talent, for example.
When I bumped into you after all those years, I said you were no different. I feel like...
You go finish whatever it is you've got to do. I'll hold down the fort here in Lenegus till you get back.
Thank you.
I guess you're not going to make it to Menancia for the foreseeable future, huh?
Indeed. Forgive me.
The people of Elda Menancia can look after themselves just fine. It's the ones here on Lenegus who need someone to guide them. Besides, with you leading the people here, it'll help spread the idea of coexistence beyond Menancia's borders that much faster.
Sounds like you're in it for the long haul.
How could I not be, after the second chance that I've been granted? From this day forth, though the memories of the departed shall remain forever.
Remember, you're going to be leading the people here, not ruling them.
True enough. Whatever would I do without you, Kisara?
With or without her, I suspect you're gonna have your hands full when the time comes. We should be heading back to the ship. Business on Rena awaits. Looks like the people of Lenegus can rest easy.
In one sense, when all is said and done, perhaps I have been a slip.
You, a Renan Lord? How do you figure—
I was complicit in the Renan system, bound by its values. And when I realized the severity of my mistake, all I longed for was punishment, a lord. And yet my first instinct was to place my fate in—
I think I can relate. I couldn't stand watching my people bow and scrape their way through life, but I didn't know the ability to think for yourself and be your own master. That's what separates a slave from a free person. Zephyr taught me how to fight. But in doing so, he also taught me how to live.
Even if it means stumbling along the way. If it's on a road of our own choosing, free of regret. Why, that's the road of... Or, to put... This Zephyr character sounds like he was a wise man indeed.
There's just... so much I wish I could ask him. Especially now. I wonder...
How long have you known?
Known what?
About the darkness I carry inside me.
Why ask me now? But... yes, I have. I've pretty much known that something was gnawing at you ever since we left Menancia.
So basically since the very start of our...
Leave the past where it belongs. We have no... If my brother could...
Not as proud as he would be of his sister.
Well then, just as well it's not a competition, huh?
Kisara? Anyone at home in there?
Sorry. Did I look distracted?
Among other things. To be entirely honest, I couldn't tell whether you were smiling or frowning.
You were thinking about Dohalim, weren't you?
That obvious, huh? I was just thinking how good it is to see him moving forward. It was always so infuriating, knowing how capable he could be. But now, he's finally beginning to spread his wings.
So, then why do you...
Oh, I don't know if I'd say sad. There's a bittersweetness to it, I guess. It's good, and it probably sounds weird.
Must be that maternal instinct of yours at work.
Rinwell's right. You're like a mother bird, finally letting go as her child takes his first shaking and nervous flight from the nest.
A pretty big child.
That's one way to look at it. I wouldn't like to see Dohalim's face if he heard you say that. All this has made me realize I can't allow myself to become a prisoner of my own making like he was. If Dohalim can forge his own path ahead...
You can say that again. And now we have more problems to fix, too. Like figuring out how to reform Lenegus.
That can wait for now. We've got more than enough on our plates to deal with as it is. Like figuring out who's really running the show on Rena.
Yeah. Which is why we're going to the Renan homeworld.
All the answers we've been looking for are on that planet. The person responsible for all this, the Red Woman, and the Renaissance. The answers have to be there. Are we prepared to finally find them?
So, what do we do first when we get there?
We know nothing about the Renan homeworld or what we might face once we arrive. We should get a feel for how things are on the ground before we take any serious steps.
It's also entirely possible that the first thing we're going to face is an attack.
If we come across a capital, we should... What? Damn! The hell just happened?
Our course has been altered. The coordinates are pointing to a different destination.
What's that?
The ship's controls aren't accepting my commands. The engine is being shut down.
That's bad, right?
Quite bad. We've lost control of the ship.
Is all of this the Red Women's doing?
Are they trying to finish us off before we can land?
Everyone! Look there!
A flower blooming out of Retta?
But that flower looks like it's absorbing all of Dana's energy.
And it appears Lenegis is serving as a conduit for that energy to reach here. Could that have been its true purpose all along?
If that's true, do you think the people back on Lenegis are all right?
We can only pray that they are.
Damn it! Haven't they taken enough already? When is this going to end?
The Flower of Oblivion.
With everything that's happening, we need to get back to Lenegis. Is the ship still offline?
Unfortunately, yes. Even more so than when it lay dormant.
Can you fix it?
Starships are extremely complex machines. One wrong move while we're out here in space could very well cost us our lives.
So what? We're just stuck inside here, floating around? For how long?
I don't believe this. We've made it all this way? We're watching Dana die.
Law, calm down!
Right.
It's still too early to give up.
Alphen.
Ah!
Now what?
The starship, it's back online?
No, this is different. Something is pulling our ship in towards it.
We managed to get moving, but where are we?
It looks like Lenegis in here.
Do you think we might run into more Renans here? Or those red women?
Perhaps. Someone brought us here. The question is, who?
We haven't been ambushed, so that probably means they aren't hostile. Still, why would anyone want to bring us here?
Hey, Shion!
If they wanted to attack us, they could have done so while we were back on the starship.
I still can't get over what we saw happening outside the starship.
Yeah, our planet's really not doing too hot right about...
I've only ever seen Rena from the surface of Dana, so I figured it was just another round planet like ours. Still though, I never would have imagined Rena actually looked like that. And what's the deal with...
Beats me. I have absolutely no clue. It's so surreal.
Rena and Dana. We were taught that both worlds were spherical bodies that floated amongst the stars in the heavens. But to think that they lied to us not only about the Sovereign and the Crown contest, but also the form of our own planet.
Dohalim.
Okay, who's the...
Boo!
Ah! What?
Oh, come on.
It's called experience...
Yeah, but...
That beam of light joining Dana and Rena. It was the Renan side that it first came from, right?
That's what it looked like. And then the Danon side responded.
Perhaps it was some kind of directive from the Renan homeworld? To reawaken the Wedge and Lenegis?
Which would mean that whoever's behind all this is on Rena after all. But what are they after? Is it really worth going through all this trouble?
Try to stay calm. With so many factors we don't understand, dwelling on... What is it?
No, it's just... So much for me making progress, huh?
You made it this far, didn't you? You notice something, you change it. That's all.
This place looks a lot like that room we saw back in the Forbidden Zone.
Huh? What's that? It's one of those!
A red woman in disguise. Or is this their true form?
So it was a trap?
It doesn't look like it can move. Tell me, are you the one who brought us here?
That is correct. It is unusual for me to have unexpected guests these days.
It can talk.
What are you?
Hevrect 35.
Hevrect 35. Is that your name?
Correct.
What is this place? No, wait, before that, just what exactly are you? Are you somehow associated with the Red Women?
Before I answer, I have a question for you. How did you all arrive in this sector?
We did not come to this place by choice. Our ship was brought here against our will, by a group of red women who can shift into the same form as you.
In that case, we can assume my brethren who serve the Great Spirit have deemed you all to be a threat most grave.
What do you mean, serve? Are you saying there really is someone more powerful than the Red Women, pulling their strings?
What did you do to us?
I examined your bodies. You have not been harmed in any way. Identifiers detected. The Sovereign and Maiden are among you. However, you aren't under its control. I see why they viewed you as a danger now.
Oh goody, more riddles.
Do you think we can trust—
Like it or not, it may be our best chance at a ticket out of here. Let's at least hear it out.
I shall now answer your questions. We are Helganquil. The Red Women you encountered previously are a form of disguise we employ from time to time, but not our true form.
Helganquil?
You are on Dake Phasol, a celestial base which drifted here by accident. The will of Rena's Great Spirit no longer reaches us here. Since my sudden separation from the Great Spirit's influence, I have used any and all means to extend my lifespan. As I have done so, I have also set out to monitor and research Rena and Dana from this position.
A question. What is this Great Spirit of which you speak? Is it something that rules over your kind?
Correct. The Great Astral Spirit is a large mass of astral energy that fills all of Rena, one with its own will, a voice we cannot refuse.
a voice? Just like Dana.
The voice of the Great Spirit speaks to our hearts directly, and we have served it, without question, throughout the ages.
Does that mean it was controlling your minds? Wait a second. Could this Great Spirit be the true Sovereign of Rena?
The true ruler of Rena. It could be the same thing that's controlling Volron.
Wait, back up. You're telling us this Great Spirit of yours is the one that ordered you things to harvest the astral energy from Dana? I'm not sure I believe that.
Why not? We've already made contact with the will of Dana back in the Wedge, and in the Forbidden Zone on Lenegus. If Dana has a will of its own, I don't see why Rena wouldn't.
Maybe not, but think about what you're saying. If
Dana's will hasn't been forcing us to do anything.
Let's assume that what Hevrect 35 claims is true, and that we are indeed cut off from both planets. Even if we had previously been under the control of Dana's will, we would have noticed now that we are disconnected.
Your fear is not based in logic. The voice of Dana is much smaller and quieter compared to that of Rena's Great Spirit. Rena's astral energy is amassed at its center, whereas Dana's is shared among all its constituents. So thinly is that energy spread that it cannot coalesce and formulate a will. Our findings here indicate as much.
Which explains why we felt its will where we did. The Wedge and Lenegis are where so much of that energy had been accumulated.
The Great Spirit's desire is to consume all astral energy, and the pursuit of that desire is why you see Rena in its current state. As a result, it has turned its attention toward Dana.
Is that why the crown contest is necessary? So that the Great Spirit can feed off of Dana?
Indeed, and it was to that end that we Helganquil devised the crown contest. Had the initial spirit channeling from 300 years ago succeeded, all of Dana's astral energy would have been seized.
But the ceremony failed. Lenegis was severely damaged, and you lost both the Sovereign and the Renasalma.
Correct. A change in plan was required to ensure the spirit channeling's success. However, that is why we turned to Dana.
So that was the real purpose behind the crown contest. An efficient means to harvest the necessary energy from Dana.
This is all happening because of me.
Nevertheless, you still haven't answered one of Alphen's original questions. Just why have you brought us here?
First, it was to confirm the identities of you, my unexpected visitors. Second, it was to ascertain whether you would be likely to accept my request.
A request? But what could someone like you want us to...
I wish for you all to slay the Great Spirit.
I'm sorry, did you just ask us to kill your master?
I did.
What makes you say that?
Lenegis has entered the final stage of the spirit channeling plan. As we speak, Dana's energy is being harvested en masse and transmitted to Rena. If nothing is done about the Great Spirit, it will not be long before all is lost.
You're saying the destruction we saw earlier is just the beginning?
We won't let that happen.
Why do you want us to kill the Great Spirit so badly? Is it to save our world? To free you, Helganquil, from under its control?
No. My primary concern is validating our findings and analysis, which have taken many years to realize. As such, it is my desire to see how your actions impact and change these systems. However, I will not deny that vengeance also plays a part.
Vengeance?
In spite of our long service to the Great Spirit, our species is on the brink of extinction.
You mean?
At this stage, it would be wise for you to talk with the others. Ask them what you need to know. Once you have your answer, return to me. If you agree to help, I shall fix your ship.
Others? Just how many of you are there?
I am the only Helganquil who inhabits Dake Faisal.
Hey! Hey!
It's no use. I think it's done talking to us.
You can't seriously...
To be honest, the conversation went on for so long, I'm not sure I understand.
At the very least, everything it said about the Renan Great Spirit adds up. At the end of the day, this whole chain of events comes back to Astral. That being said, had we not previously encountered the will of Dana, I suspect I would find its story much...
The spirit of Rena wants to see Dana completely destroyed.
But why?
It doesn't matter.
Right.
There is one other thing that... How the Great Spirit, the Helganquil, and the Crown Contest are all part of a centuries-long plan is clear enough. But what about the Renans? How do they factor into all this?
Now that you mention it, and all that talk, Hevric 35 never even brought up the Renans once. And as for the Helganquil, we never did find out just what they are either.
Maybe it had a reason for keeping its silence. Or perhaps there's even more going on. Maybe let's find out. Who are they?
What is it?
Oh, my apologies. It's just been so long since I've seen any humans from the outside world.
Are you a Renan?
Oh, yeah, I guess so. The Overseer told us to answer any questions you might have. Whatever you want to know, we'll tell you as much as we can. But be quick. Our subjects are undergoing a dramatic shift that we don't want to miss.
What a weird guy.
He must have meant Hevrecht 35 when he mentioned that Overseer.
And what was that about subjects? You don't think he meant Dana and Rena, do you?
There isn't anyone else we can talk to. Around here.
Have you guys lived up here in Dig Faisal with Hevrecht 35 for a long time?
Yes. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head just how long it's been, though. We regularly go into stasis, so our sense of time has gotten rather out of whack over the years.
Why are you all even here in the first place?
Originally, this station was where we worked to perform maintenance on Lenegis from the outside.
We heard that the facility ended up in its current location due to an accident.
Oh, it was terrible. Apparently there was some kind of accident, and when help never arrived, they presumed the entire facility had been destroyed.
And you've been working for Hevrecht 35 ever since?
Well, at first we thought that there was nobody else inside the facility, but then it turned out the Overseer was there all along.
What do you mean?
The Helganquil have the technology to cloak themselves around us Renans.
As long as they don't do anything obvious, a Renan won't see one, even if it's right in front of them.
Which would explain why Shion and I failed to notice the Red Women previously. Do they employ an astral art of some sort?
I haven't been able to scientifically confirm it for myself, but from what I understand, the type of cloaking they use is primarily achieved through mechanical means.
In addition, they also used hypnosis devices and information control to get us to do what they wanted without being detected. It's a pretty sophisticated operation, especially since it avoids any unnecessary conflict. I have to imagine that's how Lenegis is still run. The Great Spirit's mind control only works on Helganquil, so they had to employ other means to manipulate us Renans.
You act like this didn't affect you personally. If I was you, I'd be mad as hell at their deceptions.
I mean, sure, I was surprised when I first found out.
Hevrecht 35 has clearly ceased concealing itself, though. Why is that?
Who can say? My guess is it just got bored, or maybe...
Don't you want to go back home to Rena or Lenegis? Our ship is going to be fixed pretty soon. You could ride with us.
No way. If we went back after knowing the truth, they'd either just brainwash us or purge us outright.
After all this time, there's nothing to be gained from going back. We've all agreed it'd be best to simply stay...
Things are going just fine with the Overseer. Not that it'll be around much longer. It can't extend its life any further. That said, I'm sure it's pleased to see the final stage of the plan before it passes on.
Thank you for answering our questions. Can we talk to you for a few minutes?
Sure. It's going to be a while before the two planets undergo their next shift, so I can talk until then.
Please, tell us what you know about the Helganquil.
You mean the Overseer's species? I can't say I know much about them.
Well, for starters, where'd they come from?
Where else? From Rena, obviously.
From Rena? Wait, are you telling us those things live right alongside the Renans down there?
Of course not. There's really no such thing as Renans in the first place.
Excuse me?
Oh, I thought the Overseer explained everything.
Apparently not.
Please, tell us more.
Well, in a nutshell, the Renans were originally created from Danans by the Helganquil.
But if that's true, then that would mean there aren't any people on Rena.
There aren't. But there are Helganquil. That's what the name literally means in their language. People of Rena.
But what need could they possibly have to create a whole new race of people?
It was a way to bolster their dwindling workforce. I trust you're aware that the Helganquil are on the verge of extinction, yes? In essence, we were created to carry on their work for the Great Spirit after they all die. They gathered Danans who had an affinity for astral arts and proceeded from there. That's why we, as their descendants, can all cast arts, albeit to varying degrees.
Let me get this straight. Are you saying Renans were originally created from Danans that the Helganquil kidnapped?
Wait, that explains why almost nobody can use astral arts on Dana now.
Helganquil technology is truly amazing. The way they alter their bodies is far less invasive than your conventional surgeries. They have these tiny machines that are practically invisible, which they insert into their bodies and...
Enough! You need...
How can you speak so...
I guess I can see how when viewed in a certain... But if you ask me, I think they ultimately did us a favor. They saved us from crawling the earth in ignorance. If it meant their hands had to get a little... Anyway, the Helganquil are the real Renans. Personally, I don't think it's such a big deal. They're also mostly the ones behind what you see going on between the two planets. I think that covers just about everything worth knowing.
I see.
Does he really expect us to believe that Renans never
Dohalim.
Just when I think we're getting to the bottom of it all, some new revelations...
And let's hope this is our last revelation for a while. Do you know anything about a spirit channeling plan?
If you mean the first plan from 300 years ago, then yes. Do you know what its main
Yes. It was to use Lenegis to siphon off Dana's astral energy and send it to Rena.
Exactly. However, there were two problems we had to consider. First was how to collect and send such a large quantity of astral energy without it becoming sentient. Second, we had to figure out how to convert Dana's energy so it would be compatible with Rena.
I take it the solutions to those problems were to use the wedge for the collection, and then the Sovereign and Maiden to convert the energy.
We have a winner! However, the first plan failed when the Sovereign was overwhelmed and became frenzied. The reason for that is because the Maiden lost control. I'm told he slaughtered many Renans and Helganquil that day. For the next plan, we tried to recreate the Renis Alma, but we didn't have nearly enough of the other non-dark astral energy types. To amend that, we set our sights on Dana, and implemented a system whereby we could extract energy from it.
And the crown contest began.
Correct. Since the Maiden had been the failing point in the previous plan, it was decided to replace her role with machinery to avoid further mishaps. A new Sovereign had to be made as well. It was such tremendously difficult work, its success was dubious. But from the look of things, it would appear such worries were unfounded.
So that's what the purpose of that room we found in the Forbidden Zone was.
What about the flower that sprouted from Rena?
Flower? Oh, that thing. That's the physical manifestation of all the astral energy that's been harvested from Dana. As I'm sure you've noticed, it's quite a lot of energy. At this point, it's likely that it's become physically integrated with Rena's planetary structure.
Hevric 35 mentioned that the spirit channeling plan is entering its final...
It is. I never thought I would live to see the day with my own eyes. And yet here we are. Are we done talking now?
He talks like the potential end of the world is just another day on the job. It feels like our whole world has been turned upside down.
Seriously, I'm still trying to process the fact that we Renans were created by the Helganquil, let alone the Sovereign and Maiden stuff.
Let's take a moment to gather ourselves. I know all of this is a lot to believe and take in, but I think it's fair to say that we've found the answers we've been looking for.
Agreed. Though I'll admit that I never expected it to all boil down to Rena's great spirit being...
Everything that's happened, everything we've endured, it's all because of astral energy.
And to get that energy, the Great Spirit took control of the Helganquil. Then the Helganquil created the Renans, who went on to invade and rule over the Danans.
Plus, the reason the Great Spirit can't directly control the Renans as well is likely because they were originally Danans all along.
Either way, I think it's fair to say we've all had a lot to take in at once. Maybe too much. Why don't we all take some time to think things over?
That's a good idea, Kisara. If the Renan Great Spirit really is behind all this, because it's not just Dana on the line, but Rena too. If we're going to do this, So let's go ahead and break off for now. We aren't in any immediate danger, so we should be okay. You sure you don't want to be alone right now?
I could ask you the same question.
I figured I'd get all my thinking in while walking around and checking up on everybody.
I'll go along with you. I'm interested to hear what's on everyone's minds too.
Sounds good. Let's...
Everyone's just gone their own way, huh?
Yeah, let's hit up each spot.
You both seem awfully calm.
Only because after everything we've seen, we don't have the energy to keep being shocked.
How are you holding up, Rinwell?
Yeah. I get this sinking feeling whenever I remember how Danan mages like my family were persecuted and died out. But I was thinking, if Renans end up living together with Danans again, then mages won't be such an unusual thing to see on Dana anymore, right? I know it's not as simple as all that. Danans probably won't be so quick to let their guards down. And there might be Renans who still act superior because of their arts.
It wouldn't surprise me. 300 years of bad...
Yeah, but even so? So I was thinking maybe, I don't know, I could use my position as both...
Rinwell.
That great Dana's will feel...
Now that you mention it, Hevric 35 and the other scientists here never really brought that up. Maybe they don't know either.
Maybe. But regardless, at the end...
We won't.
Oh, it's you two. Does he seem like he's doing any better now?
He who?
I know that we're all struggling to wrap our...
I still can't believe it, man.
You're not the only one still trying to make sense of all this. Believe me.
Really? You've never struck me as the type of guy to get...
Did you forget what happened back in Thistleum? Once my memories started coming back to me, I felt completely...
I apologize for making you wit.
Well, it sounds like
What about you, Shion? How do you feel about the origin of the Renans?
To be honest, I'm not really all that shocked, actually. I mean, I might be a Renan, and right now it's...
How do you mean?
Because for a really, really long time, all I ever thought about was how I was going to die. I thought I'd die alone. That fate had me in its steely grip. I would have never imagined that I'd be traveling with someone like you, fighting to save Rena and Dana. It's been going on for 300 years. All this tragedy and it was Naori's hope that somehow, someone in the future would be able to stop it. How it fell on us of all—
I don't think Naori was hoping that we would just stop the world from getting... She considered me a Danan as a real person. I don't think Oh, maybe this is what she meant.
Huh?
When we were talking to Kisara earlier, about all that stuff like everyone's needing to meet halfway and embrace each other's pain, and she said that the first step down that path was for each of us to put aside our own hatred. That means forgiving other people. Even and especially before they forgive you.
Forgiving. So it goes both ways.
Yeah. I don't just mean forgiving things that happened in the past either. If we have any hope of moving on and building a better future, we have to all learn to forgive each other.
You know, you're right. People can hurt one another without even meaning to. I know that better than most.
It's not going to be easy getting past this pain. But if we can do it, I'm sure there'll come a time when we can all truly understand each other. I'm there with you, Shion. I too want to protect the world we live in. I think that's the very least I can do to repay Naori for everything that she did.
Yeah. I want a future that she would feel proud to live in. And I'm going to fight for it.
Whoa there, Savior Girl. We're here to save you too, you know.
Yes, I know.
Well, is everybody ready to do what needs to be done?
I am. There's a lot to think about, but at the end of the day, I don't care who we're up against. We'll kick their ass.
What are your thoughts, Alphen? I want to know what—
Like Law said, if we have to fight the Great Spirit on Rena, and it's trying to rob us of our entire world, that alone. But it's not only that. One way or another, I think beating the Great Spirit is—
You're saying there's a chance?
You're referring to the vision of destruction we all saw in Lenegis, I take?
Yeah. 3 centuries ago, the astral energy that appeared at the spirit channeling ceremony showed Naori that vision. And to hear Shion tell it, it's the same one that she sees from her own thorns as well.
Indeed. Shion's thorns are comprised of dark astral energy, the one type which we know is native only to Rena. And if Rena's great spirit is what's behind Dana's pending destruction...
Shion's thorns are the Great Spirit? It's not actually on Rena like we thought?
We don't know anything for certain. At the very least, though, I think it's possible her thorns are a part of the Great Spirit.
While the main body resides in Rena.
Shion.
If these thorns really are a part of Rena's great spirit, I'm going to go over there and give it a piece of my mind and then some.
The question is, how do we confront it? Suffice it to say, that flower growing out of Rena is enormous, large enough to house the will of an entire planet. The Wedge and Lenegis were both hard enough for us to overcome in their own right. This is an altogether...
And we only know about the Thorns connection thanks to Naori.
Hevric 35 has been observing the great astral spirit this whole time. It wouldn't ask us to fight it unless it has a plan of some sort. Let's go see what that is. Our minds are made up. Let's go give Hevric 35 our answer.
So if the Sovereign and Maiden were originally boot-up programs for Lenegis, what about now?
Even with the Forbidden Zone in ruins and the Renis Alma stolen, Lenegis is functioning fine. If it needed us before, it doesn't appear to.
First they lumber you with a position you never asked for. This is perfect.
Do you have your answer for me?
We want to ask something first. You're asking us to fight an entire planet. How exactly do you expect us to do that? You must have something up your sleeve, or else you wouldn't put us up to it.
The great astral spirit is an immense being, but its actual will does not run throughout its entire body. Rather, its will is derived from the core, which supports the rest of the body, and is where its strength is most densely concentrated. Therefore, if you destroy the core, the Great Spirit shall become unable to maintain sentience and return to being ordinary astral energy.
And how are we supposed to destroy that core?
By using the Renis Alma. You will also need the assistance of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. They are our best tools for suppressing and controlling astral energy. Using their powers, the Maiden shall seal the great astral spirit within her body, and the Sovereign shall wield the power of the Renis Alma to destroy it.
Hold on. That sounds a lot like what Shion described before.
Yeah, killing herself to take out the thorns with her.
She was actually right all along.
By my calculations, your powers combined should be sufficient to destroy the great astral spirit, and disperse its energy widely enough to make it difficult to reform.
What will happen to the Maiden once we manage to beat the great astral spirit?
Any matter contained within the field of destruction shall be erased.
So it really will kill me.
This method is the most simple one available to destroy the Great Spirit, and is therefore our most reliable option.
What are our other options?
There is little reason to consider alternative courses of action when the most optimal among them is so clear.
You don't get it. I promised Shion that she wouldn't die, that we'd save the world without needing to sacrifice her. We didn't fight this whole time just to give up on her at the very end. If there's any other way to take out the Great Spirit, I want to hear it.
This plan shall lead to the fewest losses in preserving your world. Abandoning it is irrational.
That's...
It is vital that you proceed with this plan. 300 years ago, the Great Spirit descended upon Lenegis. We have reason to believe the Great Spirit left part of itself behind, and that it now resides in the Maiden.
Which would make Alphen's earlier hypothesis correct.
That part inside the Maiden belongs to the core, and can be used by the great astral spirit to revive itself. So long as it remains, it will be all but impossible to fully eradicate the Great Spirit. That is why it is necessary for it to be vanquished only once it is whole. Without the Maiden's direct control over the Great Spirit, attacking it is futile, and will only serve to strengthen it.
No.
Wait. Naori said that the Renis Alma can suppress the self-realization of astral energy, and that the thorns can be neutralized by placing them in it. If so, can't the same also be done to the Great Spirit, seeing as the thorns are simply part of it?
Well, can it?
It is true that the Renis Alma is capable of what you suggest, and could contain the great astral spirit.
Yes!
However, doing so requires fine control on the level of the spirit channeling ceremony. Considering that the Renus Alma was previously lost when that ceremony failed, I cannot allow it. It's uncertain.
What does that mean for us if you won't allow it?
Your starship will not be restored, and you will all be unable to leave here.
Why you...
Fine then. I'd rather stay here and rot than do it your way.
Alphen?
Whatever we do, if we mess up, Dana's screwed. The Great Spirit will... If you're fine letting that happen, and we have nothing to gain either way, then I'd rather do nothing. We want to stop Dana from getting destroyed. We want to save it. But not if it means having to sacrifice one of us in the process. If all you're gonna do is sit back and watch us where it's safe, then quit ordering us around and shut up!
Alphen.
What you say is irrational. Be that as it may, I shall accede to your demand.
You'll agree?
I am an observer. The Sovereign, Maiden, and Renus Alma are my species' greatest achievement. I wish to see how well they work against the Great Spirit.
But what are we supposed to do about the Renus Alma? One of your buddies ran off with it back on Lenegis.
It is likely that the Renus Alma is with the Great Spirit, functioning as a catalyst for it to receive Dana's...
So our only option to retrieve it is to head straight for the Great Spirit and take it back?
According to my observations, the astral energy is most densely concentrated in the center of Rena, where the Great Spirit's core is located.
So right in the middle of that giant flower, then.
I have one more question. You've said that Rena's great astral spirit is already integrated with the planet. What will happen to Rena once it vanishes?
Without the will of the Great Spirit, Rena is predicted to collapse. Even in such a scenario, the energy will disperse, and the Great Spirit will likely not reform.
So you're saying that even if we manage to beat the Great Spirit without destroying it, we'll still be in danger?
Likely, the collapse will occur in stages. It is recommended that you all escape before the final stage.
Man, I wish that thing would tell it to us straight for...
Hevrek 35 and the others have gotten used to hypothesizing from afar is all. Fix our starship. We're going to Rena.
Excellent.
But I want to make one thing clear. We're doing this for ourselves, to protect what matters to us. We're not doing it for your sake, or because you told us to. Remember that.
It matters little to me. The end result shall be the same. Repair work on your starship has commenced. You'll have to wait until it's finished.
Man, is it too much to ask for Hevrek 35 to talk like a normal person?
Is the Renus Alma really our only hope against the Great Spirit?
Shion's Fire Master Core was able to suppress astral energy. You still thinking about what the scientists told us? About where Renans really come from?
I am.
You're worried about the future.
The fact that our people have been the same this whole time will only give the Danans further reason to resent us.
But you still intend to confront this truth head-on.
Well, I did declare that I would live. Even as I dream of retirement, I shall remain dead.
I'm sure you'll do.
Now that I think about it, I don't believe I've ever heard you criticize or reproach us Renans even once.
I'm no saint, but you changed things.
Hey!
You sure you don't want to get some rest?
I can't. I've got too much on my mind.
Same as you, still trying to absorb everything.
Remember when it was so simple? We were only fighting all the lords on Dana? All of that feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it?
Ages and ages ago. Everything that's happened since we first met. So many fights, so much chaos, so many—
If I hadn't run into you that day, well, I wouldn't have met all of you. I never would have held the blazing sword or looked for something more. I wouldn't have my memories back. I'd still be a faceless slave, like as not long dead.
Hey, Alphen?
Yeah?
If we can't find the Renis Alma, there's something I want you to do. Like Hevrecht 35 said, the only way we can end the Great Spirit for good is to go after both the main body in Rena and the thorns in me. I need you to promise me, Alphen, that if for some reason we can't get the Renis Alma back, you'll use the blazing sword to destroy the Great Spirit, and me along with it.
Huh?
It's true the blazing sword may not have the strength of the Renis Alma, but it's taken us this far.
You can't be—
Listen, we don't know what's— I promise you, I'm not planning on going anywhere. But if it comes down to it, I need you to be prepared too.
Okay. But you should know that I'm not going to give up on you, Shion. I'm going to fight this, and I hope you can forgive me for that.
Alphen. Okay, I understand. So it's a
Yeah.
I remember how I felt the first time you touched me. My thorns made any contact a mistake no one would ever make twice. But when you reached out to me and gently took my hand, you didn't react at all. It was so easy. I don't have words for—
That's because I couldn't feel pain back then.
Even once you could, though, you still chose to keep reaching out. But still, I hate having to see you.
You won't have to worry about that for much longer.
You think so?
I do, because I—
No. You can tell me once my thorns—
Everybody get enough rest? We ready for this?
Yeah, we should probably get moving.
Agreed.
Our task is relatively straightforward. We need only to send down to Rena, defeat the Great Spirit, and restore stability to both worlds.
Right. We've come this far.
Then let's go, everybody. We've got one last wall to tear down.
Repairs on your starship are complete. Everything is in working order.
Is that you, Hevrecht 35? You can see us from where you are?
I can. I can see anywhere within the bounds of Dake Faisal.
Sounds like someone's a peeping Tom.
Maybe we should give Hevrecht 35 a break. It has been stuck in this tiny facility for a very, very long time.
I have unlocked all functions on your starship. You can now make use of its warp drive.
Warp drive? Wait, you mean like what the Red Women used on us? What brought us here?
It's possible that the Red Women may have found a way to activate it on the starship. They are Helganquil, after all.
Using the warp drive, you should be able to breach Rena's atmosphere without being detected.
Wait, should?
You'll need to be careful. Due to the force field surrounding Rena, the ship will be unable to go any further than the surface of the planet.
So, once we reach the shell, it appears we'll have to infiltrate the core by foot.
We gotta go all the way down just—
Will all the Helganquil go back to normal once we defeat the Great Spirit? I have a strange feeling we're going to have to fight them before this is all over.
The extinction of my people is inevitable at this stage. As such, it would be illogical to risk the success of the mission in a vain attempt to save my kind.
We understand.
Can't that thing lighten up a bit? Everything it says seems to be about what's illogical.
Well, come on, Doe.
Hold up. Did you just—
You heard the lady. Get going.
I have one last question.
What?
As Sovereign, your identification number indicates that you are well past your predicted life expectancy. Similarly, the Maiden lacks any identification number, as her function should have been rendered unnecessary. Despite this, the two of you continue to exist. Why?
We exist because others have entrusted this to us. Over the years, many people have come together and sworn...
You mean it is because of multiple chance interactions? The likelihood of such events is statistically improbable. Why have you two continued to persist under these conditions?
It's hard to explain. To be honest, I don't think it's something an observer could All right, time to get back on the phones.
It would appear that our Helganquil host really has fulfilled its end of the bargain.
You know what that means. Time to go to Rena.
I guess this means we should give that warp drive a spin.
There's nothing here. This weird ocean we're surrounded by just stretches out everywhere.
I don't sense even a trace of astral energy. This world is... dead.
Then this must be the hollowing.
You mean to tell me this whole world? The entire ocean is...
And it's covering everything. The entire planet.
This is what the Great Spirit does. After it's...
So arresting. This world of doom.
Back in its day, Rena was probably just as vibrant as Dana is. But after being robbed of its astral energy for so long...
So the Great Spirit took everything. It stole energy not just from living beings, but the land, the sea.
And it bound the Helganquil in service...
With nothing left here to consume...
You're saying if we don't stop it, this is what Dana's going to look like?
We can be sure that even these few remaining remnants of Renan life will not be spared in the end.
If the oblivion and darkness both Shion and Naori saw comes to pass, nothing will... It looks like we can climb down from there. Let's take a look.
So this is Rena. This is where everything began. Yet it's a dead world?
I won't let Dana suffer the same fate. Ever. Looks like we've warped into that pit of astral energy.
Helganquil!
Guess they don't need their Red Woman disguises anymore.
Wait, can you understand us?
It's no use. We're not going to get through to them.
So they really are being controlled. In that case, we've got no choice.
was something off here?
They're not pulling punches. We have no choice but to beat them at their own game.
Burn!
Armor won't save you!
Here I come! I'm not! I owe you one! Start up! No escape!
The enemy wields art too.
We'll soon see about that.
Another incantation ruined.
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! Now! Take this!
Resonate with
Rising Falcon!
Blood
exploded?
Don't get caught in the blast! Radiant Wind! Astral Energy!
Rising Wyvern!
Radiant now! Here! I'll be safe with this one!
I'm ready! In an instant! Impact Block!
We work well together. Like a finely timed walk.
Rising Falcon!
Can't get out of this!
It's go time! Now! Bizarra! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Alphen.
I can't forgive them, but I hate killing them.
Perhaps. However, if we don't...
Yeah,
I wonder if we're going to get attacked again.
If we lose heart now, this whole mission is over. We have to stay the course.
This won't be easy.
Rising Wyvern!
Don't be such a pessimist.
Stay calm. I shall provide assistance.
Smash you!
Here, let me help.
Nothing gets your reflexes will not serve you well here.
Okay, here I go!
Prepare to be sealed our future foot. Actually, perhaps bound is more appropriate.
Less talking, more doing.
It's over! Try harder! Pierce through! Rising Wyvern! Stardust!
Now! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
There you go, Alphen!
It's time to end this battle!
I'm right beside you! Rise and ready! This one's mine! Now!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
I know fine weapon material when I see it.
Is this a dead end?
It appears this whole room functions as an elevator.
That apparatus there is likely what's used to control it.
What the? Where did they come from?
Less worry, more action. Concentrate.
Take that! Armor won't save you! I can shatter any steel! Leave the charges to me!
Stay calm. I shall provide assistance.
Now I can let
Take
loose!
this!
You're mine! Rising Falcon! You'll finish!
Only getting started. Lightning orb!
I'm not done!
They
You're
This
mine.
one's all mine!
Illuminate
Eat dirt!
Come
Don't
down.
leave! In an instant! Impact Block!
We work well together. Like a finely timed walk.
Normal Blade! Rising Wyvern! You're on!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! My turn! Not a chance! More Sukals?
Keep calm and take them down!
It's over!
I'm ready!
Take this!
Reinforcements?
This one's all mine! Not today!
It's go time! I can carve through armor! Ready to go! I'm ready!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
There you go, Alphen!
It's time to end this battle!
I'm right beside you!
I'm ready!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! Now! Rising Wyvern! Ignite!
It takes this!
Water! Raging storm! This one's mine!
I'm ready!
Frozen!
Hammer!
More?
Victory is within reach.
Dig deep, and we can do this!
Infect this fervor, little one. Just why are you human?
To stop you dying?
Now! Astral energy! Full throttle! Go!
More?
Rising
Viper! Start up! You're finished! You're mine! I'm not done!
No dawn shall break this
Burn in
night.
hell! You're mine!
Resonate with the earth.
Rising Viper! I'm not done!
Get back into the fray! Armor won't save you! Not in your dreams!
Burn in hell!
Let me free you of your
More?
Leave the charge to me!
I'm ready!
Resonate
with the earth. All in order.
You're mine!
Take this! In a bind?
Radiant light!
You picked the wrong fight! Rising Viper!
A wailing beast of lightning! Lunar
Reflect
eruption!
on thy sin.
Blossom
They
into
smite with blackened blade.
the shadows!
You fight better at a distance. The further away, the better. You and I both.
Astral energy! Full throttle!
So I still had room to grow. Even in such a harsh environment as this, there are still creatures here?
You think they're native to Rena? Or could they be Zoogle some...
Whatever they are, they're dangerous. Watch yourselves around them. You think that pit stretches all the way to Rena's core?
If that's true, and if we go down, we should find the Great Spirit at the bottom.
We could get there even...
Don't get careless!
Don't tell me!
I owe you one!
I never miss!
Shattering of pieces! Attack time!
Ignite!
I'm ready! Radiant clear!
You dare strike me from
I'm
behind?
going to need to use all... Do it!
Got flyers!
I've got this! Let astral energy! Full throttle! Go! A flawless victory! Heaven and earth! Naturally!
Strike!
Heal!
Well then, let's keep moving.
This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Eat dirt! Come and face me!
Take this! Raging cascade! I'm going to need
Take
to
this!
use all
No
the
escape!
in the wind! Air
You're mine!
Wind
You're
of heaven!
mine!
Water! Hear my
It's too
call!
fast!
Stand back!
Sleep now!
I'll trip it up.
Rising Viper!
Hear my call!
Stardust!
Can't get out of this!
Stardust!
That'll bring you down!
You're mine!
Reflect on thy
Radiant
Swallow blade! Slap!
It's showtime!
Nature's in the soil. Awaken and wreak havoc!
Power of water!
Strike!
Annihilation!
It's time! Ignite! You're mine! Stardust! You're on!
Can't get out of this!
Now! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
There you go, Elton!
It's time to end this battle!
I'm right beside you! There's more where that came from!
These structures don't look like anything built by the Renans, or even what we saw in the Forbidden Zone.
Perhaps this is the true architectural style of the Helganquil. Or perhaps the opposite, given their situation.
You mean like how some places favor building stuff with stone, while others rely on wood?
That's an interesting way of looking at it. I'll have to inquire with Hevrek 35 about it sometime.
Those thorns.
I'm not letting them get in our way!
We got some good equipment!
I can't say its appearance is to my tastes. Personally.
Bad feeling about this.
A whirling struggle.
Rising Wyvern!
Wind on your expert coming through. Careful! You have some kind of camouflage. Gemini Aqua!
I don't feel like my usual self. Are you alright?
Let me handle this one.
So sorry to disappoint you.
Rising Wyvern!
Alright, it's showtime! There you go! Don't let up!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
I'm going to need you to overpower your healing arts.
After me! You in the dust! Far enough! Rising Wyvern! Starter!
Now we're not... A wailing guardian of lightning! Radiant?
Try harder! Not a chance!
Here I go! Sleep Rising Falcon! Let's get you off the way! Light astral energy! You are rising one at a time! By the power of water!
Try harder!
A charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
Rising Wyvern!
Resonate with the earth! Here goes!
Bathed in blood.
Rending you apart!
What would I do without you?
Rising Wyvern!
It looks like you got this one covered.
Pierce through! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Shattering pieces! Attack time!
I'm ready! A chain between heaven and earth. Annihilation! A whirling beauty of lightning! Radiant fire! Denied! Dance in the wind! Air rock! Flame of death!
Rising Wyvern! Take this! Eat dirt!
Do it! Astral energy!
Say no more!
You sure showed them.
All in a day's work.
So the idea is to seal the Great Spirit inside the Renaissance. Question for you.
I wonder what Helganquil's civilization was like.
Is this about dinner?
What?
Rinwell.
Oh, yeah, right. So I was thinking about those armored soldiers we've seen. There are regular Renans inside them, right?
Yeah, they're designed to make whoever's wearing them stronger.
Right. So it kind of begs the question then, why are they made so huge?
I don't know,
You don't think it's weird how the armored soldiers are the exact same height as the Helgang?
Can't say I'd ever...
Connect the...
Okay, let me get this straight. You think the armored suits might have originally been designed to allow Renans to work alongside the Helganquil?
Huh.
It would mean... just...
Not... You know, guys, when you think about it, we've taken out a...
You can say that again.
I thought there'd be more dirt and rocks and...
I've got a really bad feeling about this.
Stay calm. I shall provide assistance. And more than should all burn out.
Rising Wyvern! Shut up! No escape!
A wall's a shield from calamity.
Leave the charges to me! Slap! Shut up!
Glacial Spear. Ready and ready.
Elusive beam.
Strike!
Let's do it! Here goes! Astral energy!
Say no more! Got it!
Well done!
You're
Here's evil!
Everlasting dust! Eat dirt! Rising Wyvern!
Carve now through all!
I lack the energy for healing arts.
We haven't seen anyone here except Helganquil. Looks like this place really is their home planet.
The true citizen.
I wonder how...
That was quite the little adventure we went on.
Sure is good to be back in the pleasant climes of Menancia. Especially after the extremes of some of the other regions we visited.
Definitely. Your country is beautiful.
You do me an honor. However,
I didn't mean it that way. Though, I guess native or not, that doesn't change the feelings you had for the place.
Allow myself to feel pride.
Nothing sounds easy when you overthink things.
He's always worrying about something. It's probably what gives him his eye for detail. That's just the...
Yeah, so we'd...
Let's change the subject, shall we? It's a wonder so many things coincided to bring us here. Alphen's awakening, Shion's decision to revolt, the Danan uprising in Calaglia, the Crown Con...
Zephyr's being in the right place at the right time. The fact that you happen to be...
It's almost as if we were brought together by design. By someone who wanted to bring down the system.
No, enough Hand of Destiny talk. We did this on our own steam. It's our responsibility.
Did Law just utter a pearl of wisdom?
I do think about things, you know. Just, what do you take me for exactly?
Honestly, I always sort of pegged you as a likable dolt.
What the hell makes me a dolt, you dolt?
I mean, she did say he was a likable dolt, didn't she?
Let's refrain from poking this particular Zoogle any further. Some lessons just can't be taught.
Not to dolts, anyway.
Hey, Kisara, what's your secret for putting up with Dohalim? I don't know how you managed to deal with him.
Secret? Oh, I don't...
Could have had me fooled. Anyone who waxes lyrical on the aesthetic qualities of cactus thorns is a step too far for me.
And those poetic flourishes he sneaks into regular conversation? How am I
He likes the sound of his own voice, that's for sure.
Hey, I think that might be what we're looking for.
All we have to do...
Retreat if you know what's good for you.
As impressive as always.
Here I hope so.
We're doomed.
Pull it together, Law.
Sorry, right. I'm calm.
The flame inside me yearns to be let free.
Bloody.
You require
Hey,
I'm ready.
One more! This one's got your name on it!
Action to action.
Take this.
No further.
Rising
Ready?
Falcon.
Here! Lightning!
We've got him on the run.
Don't get cocky.
Right. Still anyone's fight.
Forward up!
I'm not
Do
done.
it!
Remember.
Astral energy!
Say no more.
Fighting in this state isn't advisable.
I do believe that right there is what we've been searching for, yes?
I think I'll try to make that new recipe with this.
All right, but I'll decide how spicy it is. you staring at me?
I could ask the same thing.
So this is how the Sovereign and Maiden are supposed to look. You two go great together.
Law, come stand between us.
Oh, sure. You want me to put something white on as well?
Of course she doesn't.
Take a closer look, Shion. It's a miracle.
What are you talking about?
This outfit, it's already got blue accents on it.
So I see.
Hey, Alphen. Why do you like spicy food so...
You know, I haven't thought about that before. Maybe because when I couldn't feel pain, it gave me that kick I was craving.
But now that you can feel pain again, what...
Did you like spicy food when you were younger?
Not as much as I do now. At some point, it just became something almost like an addiction.
I can most certainly relate. Once you've had your fill of ordinary food, you cannot help but seek out more unusual fare.
I don't think that's got anything to do with Alphen's.
I just wish I could have gotten you into sweets like me.
I like food that's dense and keeps you feeling full myself. It helps you last.
We all know you're a quantity over quality.
What was that?
Nothing.
You know, I've also noticed Shion's not really into the same kind of food most Renans are.
Hey, that actually...
Shion, could we talk a moment?
I thought you had something to talk about.
Not really. Why? Should I leave you alone?
No.
We used to really have to force these conversations when we started talking to each other, didn't we?
To say the least. Hey.
What is it?
Do you think you'd like to make something together?
Make...
Just, if you wanna...
Huh?
What did you think I was talking about?
No, it's nothing.
Well, do you recognize these ingredients?
This is... Wait. Is this?
So you remember? That's right. We're going to fix the very first meal we ever had together. Although I remember it not being well received when we had it.
You still remember that, huh?
I'm just teasing you, Alphen. I picked this recipe because it's easy to make, and I thought it would be a good choice for dinner, too. Anyway, let's get to work. With both of us making it, we should...
I never thought we'd end up eating alone like this again. Just the two of us.
Yeah. So much has changed when you look back on it. Well, I guess maybe not what we're eating, but...
No, I'd say even that's changed too, in a sense. Our meals are a whole lot better now.
True. We both come...
That's not exactly what I mean. How do I put it? It feels like eating together is a lot more enjoyable than it used to be.
Yeah. I get what you mean.
Even after our battles are done. When Dana is saved and our mission is finished, we'll probably still be sitting down to dinner like this, night after night.
Yep. I doubt that much will change. You've always got to eat at some point.
I hope our dinners will always feel like this.
Maybe not exactly like this. Hopefully we won't still be camping out.
Oh, no, not at all. I meant in a nice, warm house. One with a roof over our heads and a proper fireplace, instead of an open campfire.
And real chairs instead of these logs. Nice plates and silverware on a big dining table. Oh, and a proper kitchen. That'd be nice too.
And when it's time to fix dinner, we'll be in that kitchen.
Standing side by side.
Whoops. Looks like we made too much. I don't think...
Yeah, you're right.
Side by side, huh?
I'm looking forward to breakfast. Morning. Ready to head out?
I always love the sound of hammers banging away.